आ मेरी सोनी मासी बैठी है ਇਹਦਾ ਅੱਜ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਮੇਕਅਪ ਕਰਨਾ
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ
ਇਹਦਾ
oh
ਸੋ ਲੈਟਸ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਇਹ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਸਿਰਫ ਬੇਸ ਸਿੱਖਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਬੇਸ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਬੈਟਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਫੇਸ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਯੰਗ ਐਂਡ ਅਪਲਿਫਟ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਸ਼ੋ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ
yes
ਸੋ ਹਰ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਸਕਿਨ ਟਾਈਪ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ oily dry ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਮਾਈ ਸਕਿਨ ਇਜ਼ ਆਫਟਰ ਬੇਬੀ ਇਜ਼ dry ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੋਇਸਚਰਾਈਜ਼ਰ ਲਗਾਵਾਂਗੇ
so this moisturizer CeraVe SPF also included. It's for morning time, but you can also use it if you want to use during nighttime look as well. Very hydrating, and it's also protection from the sun. Very good brand. I love this brand.
So, Prav बहुत अच्छा मेकअप कर दिया. She's just 18. मैंने मेकअप बहुत पसंद है Prav का. And like base बहुत सोना रेडी कर दिया. So ऐसे ही सोचा चलो ये तो Prav तो knowledge चाहिए products की. So आप always इन्हें महंगे product लेने हैं. So ये इन्हीं smart है. इन्हें हर चीज़ का substitute find out कितना है. Perfect substitute, right? So वो अपन हम तो दसांगे कि use कर दिया कि step होने चाहिए. I थोड़ा सी free makeup करना सिखाएंगे perfect base ready करना right
Yes. So just a disclaimer, I am not professional yet. This is just what works for me and what works for my masi. So these are just products that I've learned over the years of what works and what doesn't work. Cheaper substitutes to very high-end brands like Charlotte Tilbury, Huda Beauty, like Too Faced, everything. Substitutes that work for me. Okay.
Yeah.
You wanna like
वैसे भी ऐसे इनके ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ अर्निंग नहीं है right है ना ਤਾਂ obviously अपन ने महंगे अगर पेरेंट्स से पैसे खराब कर रहे हैं ਤਾਂ obviously we have to find a substitute that's best दो earn करेंगे then we go for high
brands. So to start off, always skin prep. Moisturizer is even just moisturizer is perfect for skin prep. I only use moisturizer, sometimes under eye cream if you have heavy eye bags, maybe dark circles. CeraVe, this is a very affordable brand. It also has SPF, which is perfect for summertime underneath the skin. It doesn't leave a white cast either. It blends away perfectly, as you can see over here. No white cast, nothing. So yeah. Okay, so after skin prep, I always do eyebrows. This is Maybelline eyebrow pencil. I use it in the shade, let's see, black brown. Black brown is perfect for eyebrows like mine, eyebrows like these. If you have darker eyebrows, black brown is a perfect shade. And what this does, eyebrow pencils are very handy for creating real like hair-like strokes because they're very thin. It's a very thin, fine pencil, so you can create real life hair strokes. It looks very natural too. Brush up first. Okay, so now we finished the eyebrows, just filling in a little bit. It's very light, very hair-like strokes, you know, very simple looking. You don't want the eyebrows to look too dramatic. Too bold and too dark doesn't always look good. And after we
मतलब पंजाबी जी कह रही है कि ज़्यादा fill नहीं करना, too much dark नहीं होना चाहिए, it should look मतलब simple लगना चाहिए, है ना?
Yeah. And after using the eyebrow pencil, you want to go in with any sort of eyebrow gel that you have. I use NYX. This one is perfect for getting your eyebrows to stay in the same place all day long, because sometimes your eyebrow hairs can go here, here in pictures, you know, it's very slight, but it's noticeable. So with this, it's not too sticky, not too hard, doesn't feel very weird on the face, but it's perfect for getting your eyebrows to stay in place.
Always dono eyebrows च फर्क है ना?
Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Now we're gonna clean up. It takes a long time, takes almost like 5-10 minutes easily just to do eyebrows only. So to save time, instead of using pencil and a clear gel, you can get a gel that also has a bit of tint in it. So does your eyebrows one time. Okay, so now we're going to use a primer.
And why this primer gel based? It's gel based, right?
Yes, this is called Power Grip Primer. So basically what primers do is it makes your makeup stay on all day long. It also preps and primes your skin at the same time, which makes it ready for the makeup. So it creates...
Like अगर तुसी 16 hours में stay रखना है तो उतना ही रहेगा चिपके हुआ.
Yeah, if you need to wear makeup all day long, you want to stay on all day long, this is one of the many things that will help it to stay on all day long. And this is also from the brand e.l.f., which is the exact same copy to Milk Makeup, if you've ever heard of it. Milk Makeup is a very high-end brand as well. It costs almost 45 to 50 Canadian dollars for that, while this costs 10 to 12 Canadian dollars. Very big difference in price, but no difference at all in like product.
Right?
Yeah.
Under eye भी करना?
Huh?
Under eye.
Yeah, not too close to your eye, just knock them. Yeah, blend, hold, keep. Just don't touch your eyebrows. Even more. Forehead go up. Under eye. Okay, so now we blended out all the primer and it already makes your skin look very glowy. As you can see right here from the light, very glowy. And then after that we go in with another e.l.f. product. This is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. It's the exact same formula almost, and it's just cheaper, which is the only difference. All of these products are all cheaper than high-end brands.
Like 10,000 वाली foundation, the 1500, 1600, right?
Yeah. And
this is not a foundation.
This is not a foundation either. It's a tint. It's like a skin tint. But it just doesn't have any moisturizer. It makes your skin glowy as well. You can use this underneath foundation if you want to. You can use this as foundation if you want to. Like anything, this works as almost everything. You can even get it in lighter shade for concealer, darker shade for contour. It works as everything. All it does is it's just glowy. Yeah.
First time apply करने के ज़्यादा ही glowy लगता है, but
yeah. When you first put it on, it looks way too glowy, but you can always fix it. It's a process. Makeup is a process. As you can see here, it has very light coverage. This is the perfect product for you. So all it does is create a very glowy look on your face. If you prefer to have if you have dry skin, dewy looks are perfect. Blending is the most important step. If you do not blend right, your makeup will not turn out right. So if you need to spend 10 extra minutes just blending out foundation, blending out contour, blush, anything, take the extra time. More. Take this from my hand. When you get to the forehead, you always want to make sure that you want to blend it into wherever you can see, especially if you are going for a slick back hair look. You can always see the difference in foundation and your natural skin color, even if your foundation is exactly to your skin color. So always make sure you blend all the way into your forehead. And I prefer using a beauty blender rather than a brush, because with a brush, sometimes you can see the brush strokes in your foundation and it just doesn't blend out as nice. Yes. Or some people, you can start with a brush just to apply it everywhere and blend it out properly with a beauty blender, which is perfect. But beauty blenders are amazing for blending out foundation. Always blend into the ear, onto your neck, jawline, everything. So now we move on to contour or bronzer. I like to use, this is Maybelline, another drugstore brand. Mm-hmm. It is a concealer, so it is a multi-use concealer, which means that you can get it in a darker shade and use it for contour, which I do, or you can just use it for concealer. Or
which shade is this?
This is the shade 146. This shade works perfectly if you have a little bit of a lighter to fair skin tone. This color is perfect for contour.
Apna almost shade same.
Yeah, our skin colors are almost the same, which is why I can easily use all of my products on her. And I put contour in these spots, like I put it over here, just a tiny bit right at the start of your cheekbone over there, because it tends to highlight
1 inch.
Yes, literally the tiniest amount, because you can always blend it out with a brush to get it I can show you right now. So it's only right here, but you can always blend it out and drag it however far down you want. So as you can see, it was only right there, and now it's all the way up to here. But it's always your preference to wherever you want to contour, wherever you
But
don't. If it's too far into like closer to your mouth, closer to where your nose is, it doesn't tend to look good. Always keep contour and blush from the apples of your cheeks to when you smile. So when you smile, it's just right here. And it also creates a very lifted look. Angles very much do change your makeup look. So I put everything at an angle. When I put this on, yes.
It should be here.
So from when you smile, you want that lifted look. So to blend it into there, and it just creates a perfect lifted look. If you have kind of a heavier face, a little chubby face, you know, some people tend to have a lot of fat around their cheeks. To put it simply, yes. And to put it on your forehead, it creates the illusion of basically shading. Makeup is all just art. So you're just shading your forehead to make it appear smaller than it actually is.
मतलब थोड़ा forehead छोटा लगना चाहिए. So you have to do it here.
Yes.
So जितना छोटा लगेगा उतना enhance हो के आएगा.
Yes. Because when you put a darker color right here, it just looks like it's part of your hair. So it creates the illusion that you have a smaller forehead, which some people like. And always tap, not swipe. Swiping tends to take off all your makeup. Even if you already set everything, once you start swiping, your foundation is going to come off with it, your contour, your blush, everything. It just doesn't look good. So just tap, tap, tap. For the makeup. And again, we're just going to put the contour right where we put it on the other side. Yeah. And I'm also going to put a little bit of this contour. I'm also going to put a little bit of this contour right over here to again just shade, make your jawline a little bit more defined if you do not have a jawline. Same spot over here, and very tiny amounts. And one thing that people always forget is to blend it right over here, because this is the most important part. If you have a foundation that is a sort of lighter shade, you know, you can't find your perfect shade, your foundation is a little lighter, putting contour right over here will help you create the merge between the color of your neck to the color of your face. So it just looks like one color. It just looks like you just have concealer on, you know. Sometimes your face looks brighter than your neck. It looks a little odd in pictures. Contour over here. So contour over here will help you to merge those two colors together. So this is now after contour, you know, this is how your face is gonna look. I didn't put contour on the nose today because it just looks too dark sometimes, but you can always go in after concealer. So that's what I'm going to do.
So nose pe after concealer lana contour, right?
Yes.
Why? Reason?
It's all about preference. You find out what works for you. Sometimes I put contour all over my nose, and I make it all kind of a brown shade, and then I put concealer down the middle. But for you, I'm going to put concealer all over, and then I'm going to go in with just a little bit of contour over here, and over there. and it'll look nicer. Because different people, different makeup routines, like you need to find out what works for different people. So now we're going to go in with, again, another e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. It just came out recently.
Shade.
This is the shade Dusty Rose. This is perfect if you like a kind of peachy, pinky, not too pink, not too peach, you know. It's very in the middle. This is the perfect shade. It looks very natural too. It stays on as well. This came out recently and it's a dupe for the Rare Beauty blushes, which are very, very like, you know, very, very known. They're very good as well, but they are pricey, so this is a cheaper alternative. And it has the exact same amount of pigment, so you want to make sure that you don't put too much on, but also not too little, because this is very buildable. And that's why I prefer to put it on before concealer. Because with concealer, you can fix all your errors, any errors that you made, too much blush, too much contour. It can all be fixed with concealer.
Like अगर थोड़ा blush ज़्यादा हो जाए तब तुसी concealer नाल उन्हें adjust कर सकते हैं, लुको सकते हैं.
Yes. And again, always tap, tap, tap. And you can always put on a little bit and then you can build it up. Because if you put too much on at once, sometimes it won't look good. Just tap, and again I am going on angle. So with this, again, you are following the contour, and you always want to make sure that you take your time blending on this step, because you want your contour and your blush to look like kind of an ombre effect. You don't want it to look like too hard, different like products that you use. You want it to look blended, and everything on your face needs to look blended. So take your time here. If you need more product, always use more product. And just blend. So this brush that I got is from Shein actually.
Shein?
Another cheap, very cheap site. There is
from Amazon.
Yeah, SheGlam makeup, SheGlam brushes are also very, very nice. I do have a SheGlam blush, but I don't use it as much because it is on the pinkier side. But their shades, their coverage, everything is perfect. Their concealers.
So SheGlam brushes are good. All brushes are from SheGlam?
Not all. Some brushes are from Amazon. Amazon you can easily find very, very cheap.
Amazon brand good.
Amazon
brushes.
Amazon, you can find any brand. Amazon, I don't have the specific brand, but on Amazon you can search up just, you know, pack of brushes, and you can find almost like 30 brushes for like under $20 almost, which is a very, very good deal instead of spending almost $20 on one brush. For blush, I prefer to use liquid blush only on the cheeks, because when you put liquid blush everywhere, it just looks too much. I usually put powder blush. Yeah. I put powder blush over here, and over here. Sometimes on the nose. It's all just about preference. I prefer to do it over here and over here mostly. Sometimes on the chin for just an extra pop of color, because once you do concealer is a very it is lighter than what your foundation is. So if you look a little too white, you know, you can always fix it with some powder blush, powder, bronzer, anything. Loose powder is for dry skin. I wouldn't recommend it because it tends to just stick to your face almost. Loose powder, you put it on and then you have to brush it off. Sometimes it doesn't brush off. Sometimes it depends on the brand that you use. If you're going for a cheaper brand, always remember that sometimes it won't be too good. Sometimes they are good, but it just depends on your skin type. Today my makeup took me almost 40 minutes to do. But it's all about, you know, blending, patience. If you want your makeup to turn out good, sometimes you do have to take the extra time. Yeah. So that's why you want to perfect your routine. That's because I have smile lines too. Like
my lines been there, and it's a lack of water here.
Yeah.
I
don't drink any water. My water intake like 1 glass a day.
That's the reason.
Should we just do it? So after you blend out your blush and your contour, you're gonna go in with concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. Okay, so after you blend out your blush and your contour, you're gonna go in with concealer. This is the Tarte, this is Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium. This is a perfect shade for the average skin tone. If you have a very, light to fair skin tone or medium fair skin tone, this is perfect for you. And this is the spots that I put it in. So one is in a sort of triangle shape under the eyes. Again, right here. This is for also to follow the whole lifted look that I'm giving right here. Putting concealer right here to the end of your eyebrow gives it the lifted look. So when you put concealer here, it gives it the whole lifted look, which is the look that I'm going for because of the contour and the blush all going this way. You want your concealer to literally hit the end of the tip of your eyebrow, right here, the tail of your eyebrow. You just want to create a sort of line. And sometimes when you blend out that line, people don't blend it out enough and it looks very harsh, it looks very noticeable, it doesn't look good sometimes. So again, always take your time with blending out your concealer as well. And then after you put it there, I'm going to put some a little bit over here, and then I'll put some under here, again under the eyes over here. And then I put concealer on the forehead in sort of this shape. Shape doesn't really matter. It's just that when you put it like this, you can blend it out more to this side, that side, towards the middle perfectly. And a little bit on the chin. No, so if you prefer to have a look like this, where it's a very sharp cut, you can put concealer like right from starting from over here, starting from like here all the way down, and what it does is just it highlights this area. So your blush and your contour tend to stand out more, which some people don't like, some people do like. If you prefer your makeup to be very standout-ish, then you can totally go ahead and put your concealer here. But for this look today, I am not going to do that. And then I'm just gonna put some right down the nose. Your nose is very hydrated. It's not dry at all. And then blending, I start from bottom to up. Some people start top to bottom. Any way you prefer. But you're gonna blend out on your chin. Make sure you go. Blending out concealer is the most important part. And you always want to make sure that you blend out right over here in your nose sort of crease, because your makeup tends to come off from there very, very quickly. So you want to make sure that you get all in the crease and you get all of the product in there, because after that you can set it with powder. And you don't blend under the eyes right away. You want to take your time blending.
The product
No. That's why you want to buy, it depends honestly, either on your product or your skin prep. So if your skin prep is already very hydrating, your makeup won't dry very quickly. Also, if you buy some, it depends on your concealer as well. If you tend to get a concealer that is on the drier side, it will dry out very fast. If you get hydrating concealers, this is e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I'm not using this one today because it is too yellow for musty, but this is the hydrating. It's a hydrating e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and instead of being very dry and creasy, it tends to hydrate your under eyes, so you can wait even 1 to 2 minutes after applying to blend it out. So it all depends on product and also skin prep. gonna put some there, whatever is left on your beauty blender, I'm just going to do just a little bit, just to highlight this area a little bit. I like to use concealer as kind of a fixer-upper for any mistakes that I made, because it just tends to make everything look so much more put together, so much more blended out. So say we contour over here, I think it looks a little too harsh, so what I'm going to do is just go over it with concealer, or even your foundation, whatever you used for foundation. If you used a brush or a beauty blender, you can use that same beauty blender or brush to go over any mistakes you made, and it just gives everything a very blended out, smooth look. So I'm going over almost everything on the face. With this side I used the tint, the e.l.f. Halo Glow, and we're just going to fix up any mistakes that we made, anything I think that looks a little off. Yes. And then just, now we're going to blend out the forehead. Where are they cut? From the beauty blender. Always make sure that you blend out very properly underneath the eyes. You want to get not into the eye, but you want to get it right up to where your waterline is. So now we're done concealer. Okay, so after we blend out the concealer, we're going back in with contour just to fix up a little, just to put tiny amount, even less than I put last time. You know, put some just right here, put some right over here, and then put some right over there. So same spots as last time, just a little bit less now. And again, just blend. Makes everything look So now is when I'm going to put some of the contour on the nose. So after the concealer, I'm going to put tiniest amount over here, same side over there, right on the bridge of the nose and underneath. I'm going to be using this type of brush to blend out the nose contour. And you want to make sure that you blend the nose contour into your eyebrow bone, or else it looks very unnatural and finished. So you want to make sure you take your time blending out your nose contour with the makeup and kind of drag it all the way down.
What happened?
Oh, I'm started snoring. So just, and on top of the nose, you want to blend it kind of like this, not like down. Blend it towards the side, and make sure that you drag it from here all the way down, and also all the way into your brow bone. And then right underneath the nose. Does that tickle?
मेरे ते उत्थे होगी टच करी
Where? Is that me? And how the nose contour is blended as well, but this is not the finished look of the nose contour. You still have to, once again, go over it. I use NYX, so setting sprays are also very, very good if you want your makeup to stay all day long. I use the NYX 16-hour dewy setting spray. So if you have dry skin or after powder your face looks too matte and you like more of a glowy, like dewy look, you can go in with the dewy setting spray from NYX. It's perfect. They also have, I think, 2 other types of setting sprays. So if you like a matte, if you like a radiant anything, they have different types of setting sprays for different types of looks. And they're also very affordable. And now we're just gonna go back in with blending the nose. You kind of want to almost like go over where you put the contour with your whatever you use concealer for. So I'm just going over because we still are going to use powder contour for the nose, so you don't want it to look too heavy. Okay, liquid products are all finished. You always want to make sure that you always do liquid products first, because if you do liquid concealer and then you do a powder blush, sometimes the two just won't merge as well. You know, they won't merge perfectly. So you always want to make sure you do liquid everything. So it's liquid foundation, liquid concealer, liquid blush, liquid contour, liquid everything. And then you can go in with the powder versions of everything. So now we're going to go in with So this is the only expensive product that we're using, Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the only expensive product that we're using. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter. Or
substitute me.
Yeah, there's, in my opinion, I haven't found a good substitute for this, a cheaper version for this, but this is honestly well worth the money, is something I can say. The other products, there's no reason to get the more expensive version of them. You can always go for the cheaper ones, they work just as well. But setting powders, I say the more expensive is better. But this is also in the average sort of price range. It's 65 Canadian, which is how many rupees? Yeah. So it's pretty affordable, but and this we're gonna put under the eyes.
This is puff?
Yes, so this is what I'm using is a powder puff. This is like the best thing. You can also blend out your foundation with this. I've heard that it works perfectly fine. So if you don't want to use a beauty blender or anything, you can always use a powder puff. They're very versatile and also very affordable. Amazon has very, very cheap brushes, powder puffs, even makeup sometimes. You can find it all on Amazon. And now, after I set everywhere that I did concealer, I'm going to just set all over the face with whatever's left on the powder puff. I'm not going to use any more product, just whatever's on here. Just going to go over and kind of mattify the whole look. So when it looked a little too glowy, like you think it looks too glowy or it's too bright, too oily, if you have oily skin and you don't want an oily look, then you can always set with powder, and this is one of the best powders. Laura Mercier is a very good brand, but if you don't want to pay the extra money for a setting powder and a loose powder, you can always just go for one. And I prefer setting over loose powder. And now we're gonna go in with, this is powder bronzer. So in the areas that we put the liquid, so we put it over here, here, on the nose, over here. All over there, we're going to set it in place. Powders, all they do is just lock your makeup so that if you accidentally, touch your makeup and you already have powder on, and if you use setting spray, it's an extra bonus. But when you have powder on, like the makeup just won't move. So it's perfect. This is BH Studio Pro. It comes in this whole, these are setting powders. If you want a white setting powder, there's white. These are pinkish tones. This is a yellow tone. If you like yellow tone, this is another pink tone. And these I use for bronzer. This is one of my favorite shades for bronzer, but what I do is I mix these three now, and these work perfectly fine. But you want to make sure that you wipe it off on your hand first, just to see how the look is, because if it comes out too dark and you put it on the face right away, that's an error that can't be fixed. So once you have powder, it's very hard to go back and fix it. So always take off excess product just on your hand, if you have a paper, anywhere. And you can always build, so use little and then you can go in more. And then I'm gonna put only a little, and then we're gonna just put some right over here and then on the forehead. Just wherever I put the liquid, I'm going to put the powder. Okay, yes, so now I have put the contour in all the spaces that I put the liquid contour just to lock it in place. So you can see that it's here, 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 and on the forehead. And now we're gonna go in with on the nose. Yeah, now we're gonna do on the nose. I didn't forget. Nose contour is actually very hard to learn. You have to figure out what works for different people's noses. Thankfully, we don't have too much of a different nose. We have the same nose. Yeah. We have the same nose, so it's perfect. I use whatever works for me on her. And since you already have, sometimes your contour, your liquid contour shows out from underneath the concealer. So you just want to put very, very little amounts. You want to blend it a little outwards towards like where your eyes are. You just want to, take the brush, blend it out like this. Always make sure you go into your eyebrow bone. So it looks like this is what your natural nose looks like. Contour that I do for nose doesn't alter what your nose looks like. It just more kind of sharpens your nose bridge. Just makes it look a little more skinnier. That's it. It looks so good. It's okay. Highlight will fix it. Okay, so now we're going to go in with powder blush. This is also a drugstore, grocery store brand that you can find anywhere. It's very cheap. This is Milani. Their blushes are very, very nice.
08.
Yes, this is in the shade Tea Rose, 08 Tea Rose. This is like
substitute of MAC blushes.
Basically. So if you love the MAC blushes or even the NARS blushes, this is the perfect substitute. Mine is a little broken.
That's normal.
Yeah, but powders always tend to crack up, but if it works, it works. So this is also very pigmented, so you want to make sure that you take some peachy off. Yes, it's peachy, and I prefer a peachy tone. You prefer peaches? Yeah, it looks very natural. So we're just gonna put this once again, tap, and always put little, and then you can put more. Because powder blushes tend to be very pigmented and you don't want to have blush overpowering your whole makeup look. Unless that's what you're going for. If you want everyday, like glam, everyday glam, simple blush is better. So now you can see, as I was saying earlier, sometimes with concealer, your skin can look a little too white, a little too pale, It looks like there's not a lot of color. So right over here, I'm going to put just a little bit of blush just to bring some color into the face. As you can tell, it's a very subtle, but it's noticeable. So you can see that there's, some color there, a pop of color right on the top of your forehead. Some people prefer it on the nose. I don't prefer it on the nose. I think it looks a little odd, but if that's your look, then you can always put it wherever you like. So after you finish all of your powder blush, powder contour, setting powder, that is when you can go in with highlight if you like to use highlight. I like to use the Anastasia Glow Kit. This is Anastasia is honestly my favorite for highlight. Also, cheaper brands are Renaissance is also very inexpensive as well. But this is a little on the pricier side, but it is very good. I like to use this color because as we use the blush, it's almost the same tone. So it's just highlight in the same color. And I like to use highlight with this brush, a fan brush, because you can just, and you put it on wherever you have a natural highlight.
So next step, ਆਪਾਂ ਸਾਰੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ lip ਤੇ ਜੋ ਵੀ product ਲੱਗਿਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ remove ਕਰਨਾ with this earbud.
Yes.
And right. Already इतना लग रहा है lipstick लग रही है.
Yeah. Oh my god, you lose. Yeah. Wow, lipstick done. So now we move on to the lips. So I use these 3 products. This is my everyday lip routine. It's what I'm wearing right now. This is a Sephora lipstick. It is in the shade Capricorn. 86 Capricorn. It's part of the astrology collection. It's a very brown color, so if you like a brown lip liner, it's perfect. And then I go in with this lipstick. This is from Faces Canada. Right over here, Faces Canada. This is in the shade, let's see, Rosy Brown NO4. This is also the perfect nude shade. And then I go in just in the middle. I use this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. And this is in the shade Athens. This is the perfect
shade. Which shade?
Athens. Like Athens, Greece. Yeah. This is also perfect for a little like pop of color right in the middle. If you think your lips look too dark after using the lipstick and the lip liner, it's the perfect nude shade. Okay. And this is a lipstick, but I use it as a lip liner. So what I do is I just apply some onto my
brush.
This is a very tiny detailed brush, and what I do is I just put some on here. You know, you want to make sure you're not using too much product. Take some off, and then I just outline the lips. So I put a powder puff on my pinky right over here so that when I rest my hand on the face right over here, I'm not taking off any product because it's just exactly what I used for her face. Because when you use your finger, sometimes you can swipe the finger if your finger gets too hot, if your finger is sweaty.
Product uttar sakda, simple.
Yeah. And now we're just going to outline the lips. Okay, so now after you line the lips, it can look very dark. So if you want something lighter, today we're just gonna go in with only the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. It is the perfect shade of nude. So I'm just gonna put it right in the middle, quite a bit right in the middle here. And then use your finger, blend it.
So मैं regularly aim lipstick use करती हूँ from Too Faced. हले ऐसी आँखां पे कुछ नहीं किया,
not even mascara, like nothing. Eyeshadow,
it's
nothing.
Just a base.
This is just base. This is a very, I wouldn't call it simple everyday, but if you like to do a lot of makeup every day, this is a everyday glam. So for a glam look, it's a simple glam. So you have your blush, you still have everything done, but it's a very everyday type of look. It's what I do every day, it's what I prefer to do every day. So this is just base look.
Correct. So now we have to apply mascara,
Yeah.
kajal.
Do you want to do eyeshadow?
Light, a little bit light eyeshadow.
Mascara line or lashes?
Mascara la lana hai.
Okay, so now we're just going to be doing a simple everyday eye look. Just
Eyes de upar aapa concealer तो नहीं करना होगा?
No, sometimes you don't need it. Concealer is mostly used for a heavier eye look. If you're doing like a simple, just darken the outer crease, little glitter in the inner crease, you don't need any concealer or any primer for your eyes. If you prefer to go that way, then you can totally do that. But for simple looks, it's just not needed. So now we're using the palette. This is also a very affordable palette. This is NYX Ultimate. This is an eyeshadow palette. It has many different shades in it. Many different like simple basic shades in it. Like as you can see here, there's purples, there's like glitters at the top. The shade that we're going to be using today is this sort of brownish shade for the outer crease, and then for the inner crease we have this Estee Lauder eyeshadow palette as well, and we're just going to be going in with a simple white looking glitter just in the inner crease just to brighten the eye a little bit. So now we're going to go in with this brownish shade. Always want to tap some off. As you can see, quite a lot does come off, so you don't want any fallout, especially since we're done the full base. Usually for eyeshadow or any eye looks, you would want to do eyes and eyebrows first, and then you can start with moisturizing your skin and everything else. Because if there's any fallout, it's very hard to clean off of a full face. So just in the inner corner, I'm just going to start by tapping just the tiniest amount, just going out and in a triangle shape, bringing this just a tiny bit out. Okay. As you can see, it is a very subtle, but you can tell that there's just some eyeshadow just on the crease over here. If you prefer to do eyeshadows, but you don't like the very harsh eyeshadow look for every day, browns, purples, even some light pinks are perfect for an everyday eye look. And you can always keep building up however much you want. Look at me. Look at me. Close your eyes. Always blend. I like to take the eyeshadow out all the way until the tip of the eyebrow. If it's too much, it just doesn't look as nice. So you want to make sure that the placement is always perfect with eyeshadow. Yes. And now we're going to do the exact same to the other eye. See, look how like it looks good. Kind of smoky. You could totally do just like a little bit of liner, like eyeshadow liner. So always take your time blending out your eyeshadow as well. Apply your darker shade to just about your middle to over here. Okay, and now we're going to start with concealer on the eyelid. Is used as a primer for mostly eye looks that are very heavy. So if you don't have an eye look that's too heavy, there's no need for concealer. So now we're just going to go in with the Estee Lauder, as I showed. This shade right over here, it is a very white highlighter. Using this type of flat brush. These type of flat brushes are perfect to apply glitter just to the inner corner. Some fall off.
I makeup always pehla karo.
I'm gonna put some more. So right now I just put on, as you can see, it is very subtle, but when you close your eyes, you can tell that there is very subtle, you know, just it goes from dark to a little highlighted white shade. But as you can see that there is a line that is very visible. You can tell that, you know, I put highlight in this part and I put a darker shade on the outer crease. So what you want to do is use the same brush that you used for eyeshadow. So this is the brush I used for the outer corner, and we're just going to go in with whatever product is left. I did not put any more product on. Whatever product is left, just going to tap some off, and you're just going to blend it out once more. Yes, eyeliner, you don't need to put eyeliner, close your eyes. Sometimes people like to put eyeliner starting from the inner corner all the way until the outer corner, but sometimes eyeliner looks best when it is simple. So all you need to do is just right where your crease is, from your tear duct, not your tear duct, sorry, from your outer crease, you just want to create a fine line here and then just connect it back. There's no need to go all the way in because sometimes it just makes your eyes look even smaller than they actually are, because you're putting a black line right over where your...
It's done. Now I
It's
have
done.
to apply a kajal, mine kajal.
Start it from your kajal, put it like very, like, you know, your inner corner right here.
It'll
Start
karna?
it here and then go out. Yes, it'll look very nice.
Otherwise, thoda inner chhad ke like da na.
Yeah, sometimes, but I think it'll look very good if you put it like
Inner
starting
too.
from, not like on your skin, but just like
Inside.
Yeah.
Sephora da kajal bahut acha hai. So I'm going to use this Bobbi Brown kajal. So ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ best sharpener I have ever used is Sephora. बहुत ਵਧੀਆ sharpener.
You can just pull down. Right? Yes. Literally perfected look. So kajal is perfect for your eye look, even if that's like a green, blue, white, black, whatever color it is.
Only one curler and then mascara is left. I
Now we're going
like
to
your
use
curler.
This eyelash curler has specific, it has little spaces for each of your
hair fold karda, right?
Yes. So it makes sure to get all of your
It's from which brand?
This is, I think it's from Shein.
Shein.
So it's
Chinese.
very inexpensive as well. And it gives your eyelashes such a nice curl. Wow. You can even tell when you put on mascara, it'll look even more. Wow. You can see. And now
This is the last step.
Last step. This is the Panorama Voluminous Mascara by L'Oreal. L'Oreal has the best mascaras out there.
True, right.
Every single mascara I've had by L'Oreal is perfect. And this one is it does give your eyelashes a lot of volume, but it is very thick. So keep that in mind when applying. So now we're just going to put it on your eyelid. Okay, where did it go? Eyelid, the product gets all over your nails instead. So you protect the eye look, which is what you want. Just look straight. Look straight at me. Yeah. Straight. Straight. Okay, ਹੁਣ ਆਪ ਤੁਸੀਂ inner corner ਚ ਲਓ। Just in the inner
ਤੇ
corner.
ਨੀਚੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਗਾਣਾ ਮਸਕਾਰਾ ਆਪਾਂ?
It looks, it's just too much because I think kajal, it finishes the look for perfect.
Done?
Yes. Okay, so now this is the finished eye look.
ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ glitter ਚਾਹੀਦਾ then after that you can apply
You
glitter.
can apply more glitter if you want to. You know what? I am actually going to put some more glitter. It makes the eyes pop a lot more. I'm gonna put some more glitter right in the inner corner as well. A kind of white, just right there. As you can see, it's very subtle, but it's still there. Right over here. A very subtle, but it's, you know, a pop of color in your eyes. And
It's done. मैं थक गई. So it looks amazing. Here is our final look.
so this is the final look right here.
But being a nutritionist, I always say अपनी skin ਇੰਨੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਰੱਖੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ makeup ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ. But she did an amazing job. Like face ਪੂਰਾ young and मतलब 5 किलो ਭਾਰ ਘੱਟ ਹੀ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੋਗਾ.
Yeah.
So comment ਕਰਕੇ ਦੱਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੱਗੀ look. And ਅਗਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ product video ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖ ਰਿਹਾ, will let you know in comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.